Hey guys, Cameron with CBM Reviews here, and I'm here for the newest Marvel movie that's come out. This is the review of Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck. Stars Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, as well as Ben Mendelsohn and Jude Law, with a couple of other people sprinkled in there like Clark Gregg and Jaimin Hansu. And this tells the story of Veers, a person who was found by the Kree and has these awesome powers, and she has to use these powers to stop the Skrull Empire from taking over the universe. Or at least that's what she's been told. She comes to Earth and then finds out that there may be more to the story. Before I dive into this non-spoiler review, if you're a big fan of comic book movie reviews, even comic book TV reviews, trailer reactions, and even Comic-Con footage, click that subscribe button. And if you want to know as soon as I post a video, hit that notification bell, and you'll know as soon as I post a video. I've pretty much given you the quick rundown of the story of Captain Marvel without giving any spoilers. So I'll just pretty much hit on the basics, your story, your acting, action sequences, and then everything wrapped up as a whole. First and foremost, the story is interesting. And that doesn't mean that it's bad. That means that there's a little bit more meat and potatoes to it than just a straightforward narrative. There are some things that you can actually pick up watching it a second time. I actually did watch this twice just to make sure that I caught everything. And there were some things that I definitely picked up the second time that I really wasn't exactly sure what was going on the first time. Things like flashback sequences and why one certain character acts the way that they act, without giving anything away, of course. However, there are some things that I kind of expected from this movie, and that's where the story really gave me exactly what I was expecting. There weren't a whole lot of curveballs that this threw me. There is one big curveball, but I kind of caught it before, and I didn't want to make a video about it just in case I was right, and I wanted the viewers to watch this movie, if you watch my videos, to actually be surprised if you didn't figure it out yourself. There are some other characters that are very important to the story, like Maria Rambeau. There's also Agent Coulson, who we get to see again from the Avengers and previous Marvel movies and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Then you have other members like the Kree squad that Veers is a part of, like Yon-Rogg and Minerva. So there are a lot of characters that are in this story. Sometimes it's a little bit to take in if you're not really adept to the Marvel mythos, but it's still an enjoyable story. And there were a lot of people that were downing Brie Larson's performance without even watching the movie, just based on the trailers. And those small snippets don't do the whole character justice. And I'm not saying that I loved every single minute that she was on screen. There were some moments where I was just like, I understand what she was going for, but I wasn't quite sold on the performance. Samuel L. Jackson, however, actually is the same way. I loved a lot of the things that he brought to the performance in the same way that I loved a lot of the things that Brie brought. But there were some things that he did that made me question, why is he in love with this cat? One person that definitely steals the show is Ben Mendelsohn. And without telling who he is, he definitely plays a lot of roles. You can figure that out on your own. A lot of the action sequences are pretty fun, but sometimes it's a little bit close and there are quite a few cuts, and so the action isn't as easy to follow, even with the dogfight scenes, specifically ones toward the end. However, they were still enjoyable, and it really didn't take a whole lot away. It's just one of those things to where sometimes you can kind of tell where the real life cuts off and the CGI is put in. It's not super apparent, but it was just apparent enough for me to say, I caught you. To kind of give this a summary before I give a grade, this movie is really enjoyable. It's very good. And the reason why I want to talk about something else before I give it a grade is that there are a lot of people that were online and just bombing this movie, giving it bad score after bad score before watching it. If you are one of those people who didn't want to like this movie because it was Brie Larson, or it was a woman, or it was any number of things, that does not justify bombing the heck out of the score and giving it an awful score without giving it a fair shake. I mean, just getting right to the point. If you're one of those comic book fans or Marvel fans that decided to bomb the heck out of this score before giving the movie a fair shake, you're not really a comic book fan. Comics celebrate diversity. Comics celebrate the things that are different about us, and also the things that bring us together. Marvel Comics, and really it's all comics, but talking about this movie, Marvel Comics takes all the things that make us different and shows us how we're really all the same. So it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or black or white or red or yellow or anything. Hating on a comic book character or movie just because it doesn't accurately represent you is absolutely wrong. It's racist or sexist or whatever title that you want it to be. And if you fall under that umbrella, you need to stop and take a long, hard look at yourself, because it's flat out wrong. Without diversity in comic books and comic book movies, we wouldn't have Wonder Woman, we wouldn't have Black Panther, we wouldn't have Miss Marvel if she does show up, we wouldn't have Miles Morales, we wouldn't have Peter Parker, in all honesty. Back in the days when Spider-Man was created, there were no teenage superheroes. Teenagers were sidekicks, yet there we are. We have these characters, and it's all because of diversity. I mean, heck, the X-Men were based off of diversity. So please, don't be one of those people that hates on comic book movies that don't accurately represent you personally, because you're doing yourself a disservice. So, down to the grade. I really like this movie. I can't say that I super loved it, even though I did watch it twice. I'm gonna have to give this one an 81. I mean, the story, like I said, has some twists and turns that you don't automatically see coming upon first viewing. However, it's really enjoyable. Even in the second act that does sometimes tend to slow down, it gives you enough of a story and exposition to keep you engaged. The action sequences, like I said, they're fun. Every now and then you get to see some CGI in there and you can you notice it, but it's not bad. And the characters, even though I wasn't in love with everything that they did, I really enjoyed the majority of it. They play a buddy cop off of Nick Fury and Carol Danvers that I absolutely enjoyed from start to finish. Whenever Fury shows up and meets Veers for the first time, it was a delight. This is definitely a fun movie to watch, and just in case you were wondering, yes, there is a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene. So stay your butts in the theaters until it's all over. So that's my review of Captain Marvel. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. You enjoyed this video? Hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Share this with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. And as always, this is Cameron with CBM Reviews. We'll see you next time.